go to all electric cars or whatever it's going to be, and I keep thinking nuclear power because that's my kind of, if I'm going to blow something up, make a complete mess out of it. All right, good morning all you YouTubers. It's Bart at High Tech Motorsport, Elk River, Minnesota, 763-712-9088. I'm back to using a plain stick because the one that had the gyro thing in it was kind of crazy. It made everything look like we're in kind of slow motion going around in circles. Thought I'd check in with all you guys, show you what we're working on next. We've got lots of stuff in the can. And the one thing I want to point out, everybody's asked me about this. I'm going to tighten this down so it doesn't bounce. What this high-tech equipment here is like a plastic stick. The reason I'm doing this for everybody, I'm 57 years old and I've been playing with cars all my life. I was a commodities guy, and that's where I got my money to do this because there's no money in this business, no matter what people say. The thing is, with this generation, my generation, I'm the last guy to see carburetors new on cars. I used to go down to the dealerships and take a look at stuff and then try to figure it out along the way, and made some hideous mistakes. Remember building my first small block Chevy, breaking off the rings to clean the pistons out and do a dingle ball hone to put it all back together, and it ran amazingly well on a 283. Paid $100 for my first car, a 67 Super Sport Impala, so you can kind of tell how old I was at the time. But the reason I'm making these videos is so that you guys can see how this stuff is done. So whether it's 10 years, 6 months, whatever it might be, you get a chance to see how this stuff is all done, because eventually all these speed shops will be gone. We're going to go to all electric cars or whatever it's going to be, and I keep thinking nuclear power because that's my kind of, if I'm going to blow something up, make a complete mess out of it. But I want to do this so that you've got better information that you can refer to, kind of like an old encyclopedia. You can look that word up too, but I want you to be able to see how this stuff is done and how it works, so someday if you decide with your kids to do this, you can figure it out and have fun doing it and actually have some good information. So I'm going to give you another tour with what we got going, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back here. I wanted you to get a look at our section 2, as we call it. Got some storage stuff going on. Most of the stuff is here to be tuned yet, but we do have a bunch of drop-offs for storage. I'll let a few of my customers store their stuff here in the wintertime. They like it because it's warm. They got plug-ins. There's somebody here all the time, and my neighbor has a gun to shoot people. So that works good. So you can take a look around. We've got this big blue truck is a V10 with a supercharger on it. That's going to be tuned up. A little red Mustang is set up. That's a turbo. Guy did that all on his own, so we got some work there. This little old truck right here is getting tuned up. It's got an LS1 in it. This is kind of fun stuff. It runs really good, makes decent power. This is the LS1 thing that everybody loves to drop into stuff. It's a little expensive. So we got that truck that belongs. The black one over there is an SS that we did the Motor Force supercharged, and it's a guy who owns a dealership, and it kept blowing transmissions out, so that was really cool. So now he's got a regular deal in it. And Doris is back, LaSalle storage. That Cadillac is here for storage. As you know, the black car right here is getting a supercharge if that ever comes back from Bond Performance with a rebuild. And the yellow car is getting one of my 5-liter 3-valve, crank the supercharger up on kill, new motors. And the black Camaro over there is getting a 2.3-liter charger on top of this winter. And let's see, there's my old driver, my Thunderbird over there. If anybody wants a nice old driving 65 Thunderbird, new motor all gone through, ready to rock and roll, that's $7 grand, so call me with that. I got the wife's V12 twin turbo car. And this Jaguar, okay, words of wisdom, no English cars, don't care. I've had them. They always have electrical problems. They're just kind of a nightmare. They look sexy as hell, but they're always a problem child. And the 37 that we're finishing up on, that was a mess. Came in from a guy, bought it at a auction thing or whatever. Anyway, little Z car here. It's got a 350 in it, small block Chevy. It's kind of a cool little setup. They couldn't get it to run right in another shop, so it came over here. Kind of a cool car. They drive real nice with a little 350 in it. Let me just open this up for you. This is kind of a cool conversion. I would actually change this to an LS1, this little Nissan 280ZX. I had one of these when it was almost new. They drive real nice, even with a 6-cylinder in them. The early ones were carbureted, 240, 2.4 liter 6, and then they went to a 260, which is kind of the oddball. That was like a 1974, 1 year only. This is a 280. They put a 2+2, which screwed up the roof line. This is a nice little 2-seater. It's a nice little car. These drive real nice. If you ever want something just to tool around in and have fun with, if you can find one of these things, they're usually not too expensive, but they rust real bad underneath. Check the frame rails out real good. But they're actually pretty light, and they're kind of fun to drive. But this one's got a small block stuffed in it. We have some electrical issues that they're going to have to deal with on their own, like they're running the fans off of alligator clips. 350 mild, just got manifolds on it. Made almost 200 wheel horse, came in, didn't run. Carburetor was rebuilt by somebody that put the wrong gaskets in, was flooding the motor with fuel. We had an extra almost 2.5, 3 quarts of gas in the oil, so we had to change that too and put on the dyno and fix it. And the distributor was loose, things like that. But they make a kit for this. I think they're still around. I think the last Z, oh God, I can't remember when it was last made, but it's been a while. But they're kind of fun to drive, so if you get one that you want to just tool around in, if you get a nice one, whatever you pay for it, if you pay halfway decent money, you'll never lose a dime on it. So that's kind of fun. But we'll walk through the rest of the way here and show you what's going on back on the Skunk Works. Now, remember, you guys, I try to hit the YouTube as much as I can, but I seriously suck. I've got a new guy, Hisham, doing the work, and he's really good. That's why the intro changed on stuff. I can't tell you how much I appreciate him, because I suck on computers, quite honestly. So that 67 is ready to roll here. We'll be firing that up later on today. This is 67 Camaro, and it came to us with a stock LS3 in it. I'm going to drop it down here. Figure out where all my stuff is. So this has got one of our built 415s. I've got a video on all this stuff. Sorry about the video. I got to hold these things down at the same time. We'll let Hisham cut this stuff out if he wants to. So this has got a 6L80E. We did a new drive shaft because it had a 1310 small yoke in the back. It's got a 10 bolt, which is not going to hang on to what I made for this guy. But the tires are real small on it too, so it's just going to smoke the crap out of the tires up to some silly ass speed. So I'll do a final on this. We built a new 415 cubic inch, poured up the cylinder heads. I've got that on a video for you guys. Building this 415 cubic inch LS3 motor to start with, showing you the port work, how it works. Going through the cam specs, how you cut rings. That way, if you decide to do it, you know, you can refer back to that stuff. I guess they call them evergreen information things on YouTube, which, you know, long after I'm gone, you guys can keep building all these old hot rods. So this is 2.3 Edelbrock on top, 9 1/4 to 1 compression approximately. I didn't do the actual CCs. I could be out, could be a 9.20. All new Manley valves, dual valve springs. I think this one's got a 230, 236 cam on a 114. I'll have to look it up for you guys. But you split the lobe a little more. It might be a 115. You split the lobes on a supercharged because you don't need to have the overlap with a supercharged like you do for spirited street driving. The blower is a 2.3 liter from the Edelbrock folks. You know how much I like them because I don't have any issues with them. But it's pretty much limited to 850 crank horsepower, not wheel. People are all over me about Corey's car being 1100 wheel. It's not. It's a little over. It's over 1,000 crank. We made 736 spinning, 40%. So that'd be 920% loss. Makes like 940 horse at the crank. But with a 40% slippage fee, it's God knows what it is. We're going to take the Hellcat to the track. We're just trying to beat the snow around here, which looks like it could be exciting. We got to put different tires on his car again because he's always out drag racing around. So this little Mustang, this has got a Vortec V something on it, V7, which is the same as a YSI. So this should be up around that 700-800 horse. It came to me from one of my frequent flyers. They're taking this car down to Mexico to street race. So if you see it on some kind of crazy YouTube channel or something going on in Mexico, we're going to put on the dyno, make sure everything's okay, if we got to tune it or whatever. Had a couple things, had to move some pieces away from the exhaust because it was going to melt everything in sight. It's put together okay. It's been done a while ago. You can tell it's kind of worn out. It's got an Innovators West balancer, which is really cool. Works really good. Shop truck. Gave that to a guy to use while his truck was in the shop, and he had to blow the brake lines out of it. So we're doing that. And that's 71. We're just about to get on that thing now, full-fledged. Chris is over here doing a clutch assembly from another shop, making sure that all gets done. They didn't have the right parts. Of course, they want to order their own parts, and then they send me the wrong items, so we get a chance to reboot 101. It's Cobra. It made, I think 460 wheel is what it made here when Casey tuned it. I don't think I put that on anything. And then, of course, the SS truck that's here. We did the camshaft. That's a 227-231. It's the old LS2, so it's got the smaller cylinder heads, the old Cathedrals. Put a cold air on it, and it made 395 wheel horse. That was from, it's got all bolt-ons and stuff. So we're putting a new bigger intake manifold on it. A little bit better flow up high. We should see over 400, 415 at the wheel, whatever it is. It's got nitrous over the top. That's the same guy that's got the Jeep. That's Charlie. And so this is his daily driver, and that's normal. So we're gonna cut him loose, and away we go.